I couldn't sleep last night. I couldn't sleep because I was hearing a very disturbing sound. It went like, and I'm like, what on earth is happening? You know, it's a very bizarre sound. And I tried to find the source of it, and eventually it came from Twitter. So I'm like, what is going on? And when I opened Twitter, it was like, and said, what on earth? What on earth? Oh, the leftists are moaning. Yes, the leftists are moaning because Right Wing Watch has been banned. And they're wondering, where are all the right-wingers? Where are the right-wingers, the champions of free speech to defend the honor of Right Wing Watch? Now, I'm a very compassionate individual, okay? I don't like hearing people making the sound as if a corporate cock is up their asshole. So I wanted to calm them down. It's like, look, leftist, relax. Just chillax. You know, it's not the first time it happened, okay? Like, it's going to come back. Because I know what happened when Mike Stuchberry got his account taken down. I know what happened when the serfs had their account taken down. Okay, it's a glitch. It's a glitch. Like, I'm pretty sure all your blue checkmark buddies are going to join together at the spiritual cooking dinner or whatever they do, and they're going to create their magic of nepotism, and they're going to reinstate the prestigious account of Right Wing Watch that never does anything wrong and never violates any terms of service, right? But let's look at the complaint, because Right Wing Watch itself started crying. Our efforts to expose the bigoted view and dangerous conspiracy theories spread by right-wing activists have now resulted in YouTube banning our channel and removing thousands of our videos. We attempt to appeal this decision, and YouTube rejected it. So, these are the proponents of censorship, all right? And they're wondering, why is it that right-wingers aren't standing up for them? So let me give you a hypothetical, you know, because this is what I see Vosh is doing, okay? Like, people like Vosh, they love these hypotheticals, they love these scenarios in your brain in order to get you to understand the situation. Imagine you live in a community, and in that community there is a gentleman with a van. And this man with the van travels around at night and steals stuff from people's homes. He goes in the middle of the night, okay, breaks into someone's house and steals his shit. And people start complaining, like everyone knows who the guy is, but the guy has connections to the mafia, so no one wants to touch him. Like, no one wants to do anything. People are terrorized by him, right? Because he's got connections with the Don. He knows the Don personally. And the Don offers him protection. So no one is crazy enough to go about him. But like everyone, every day is gathering up and they're complaining about the robberies and that this is not normal. Like, we shouldn't live in a society where people steal from each other. But no one gets to do anything, right? And one day someone steals that guy's van. Like, one day someone robs the robber. Someone goes and steals his van. And the community is cheering. The community is celebrating. The community is up in arms. And the guy that has the van comes up and says, oh, I thought you guys are against robbery. I thought you guys don't like me robbing people. Why are you happy about this? See, you're all hypocrites. This is literally the shit. Like, you get Right Wing Watch that does nothing but advocate for censorship. Its entire purpose is to dox and censor others. And now you're expecting me to give a shit about them? Honestly, do you think I'm the type of pacifist that lives in London during World War II when the Germans are bombing the shit out of London? And I'm like, you know what? I don't know what an airplane is. I don't want to build an anti-aircraft gun. I just want the Germans to stop bombing. Like, hello, welcome to the real fucking world, por favor. Alright? Like, I know, okay, leftists don't understand this. I will explain it in leftist terms. You know when you colonize a hobby? Like when you don't really give a shit about video games, but you go into a video gaming community, and the first thing you say is like, we need inclusion. And in order to get the inclusion, you have to kick out the undesirables. Like, you have to kick out the bigoted people to have inclusion. So you're pushing people out in order to be inclusive. That's literally what should happen here when it comes to free speech. We need more inclusive free speech, and we need to kick out the bigots to have free speech. How about that? Okay, did I explain it so you can fucking understand once and for all? I have had it up till here when I hear leftists pretending to be idiots. You know, like, I get it, leftists pretending to be strategic ANCAPs. All of a sudden, you get people with the hammer and the sickle and the puny rose in their puny bio and going, it's like, oh, free company can do whatever it wants. Really, communist? Really? Whatever happened with the worker co-op and shit? Okay, fine, free company can do whatever it wants until it bans right-wing watch. And then it's like, where's the right-wingers trying to defend me against free speech? You know, like, honestly, literally the same individuals, because I know them, okay? Like, I go on Twitter, it's part of my job. I know the people that know the people. And I see them, like, when a right-winger gets banned, like, when Crowder gets a strike, free company can do whatever it wants. Perfect, you know, that's your morality. Let's stick by it. And when right-wing watch gets banned, like, come on, you know, like, you don't think people see what you're doing? Honestly. At least if leftists had big tits. If leftists had big tits and looked good, I would understand that abusive behavior. Because at least you get in a relationship and you get to fuck with them every now and then. But no, like, it's so annoying, you know, like, do you honestly believe that people who advocate for free speech do not also believe that the same rules should be applied to everyone? Like, do you think we need to live in a platform where someone gets stopped for a broken tail light, but other people get away with murder? Like, I don't think so. You know, before free speech, like, the very first thing that I want, literally the first thing that I want from any of the platform is for the rules to be applied equally. I don't care about the politics. I don't care if a rule says this, then fucking follow it. Why can't you follow your own goddamn rules that you set for yourselves? Like, most of the trust and safety councils were set up because leftists were advocating for them. It's like, too much harassment and bullying on the internet. We need anti-bullying rules. Doxing, we need anti-dox. And they're the fuckers that bully, harass, and dox. Constantly. And I'm like, okay, well, why can't you live by your own shit then? And by the way, they know that their shit does collateral damage all the time. They're aware of this because any platform like YouTube, for example, they can't just hire enough people in order to police the internet. It's done by algorithm. Like, the algorithm has a very difficult time knowing if someone talks about suicide prevention or suicide, so it usually errs on the side of caution. And then the person gets banned and they file an appeal, which honestly, despite the fact that YouTube says some actual person reviews it, I highly doubt it. And the reason I highly doubt it is because it happened to Right Wing Watch. It happened to them. Like, they don't even get a reason on why they're banned, okay? They're just the violators. It's like, figure out what you did wrong. You did something really wrong, but we're not going to tell you. And then they appeal. Like, how can you even appeal if you don't know what you did wrong? And when they appeal, it's like the appeal gets rejected. But hey, it's Right Wing Watch. They're the guys with the biggest cock on the internet, which they can spin around like a helicopter until they get stuff moving at YouTube HQ, and then they get reinstated because the journalists were moaning too loud. Oh my god, did you know, like, a lot of people have this experience, leftists and right-wingers. I mean, recently it happened to Vadim Newquist, yeah, but they don't have the track, they don't have the big penis to spin it around like the helicopter. They can't do that. So they end up, like, in the dust, like the average Joe. And by the way, if you're wondering, like, what did Right Wing Watch do wrong, I don't know. I would start with harassment and doxing. If I do the shit they do, but I were to do it to like leftist journalists or activists or whatever, I would be gone from the platform. I would be gone immediately. Oh, my odious mio. You know, it's I don't even know why I get upset at this point, because it's all so predictable. But the reason that I get upset, and I'll tell you why, it's because right-wingers can't formulate the fucking argument. Just formulate the argument properly. Like, don't pretend that you don't have the moral high ground here, because you definitely do have the moral high ground. You know, whatever happened with what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Do unto others what you like to be done unto you. Like, whatever happened with what comes around goes around. Have a taste of your own medicine. Like, how many of these sayings do you need to have before, like, it's rooted in your brain that if someone advocates for some bad shit and then the bad shit happens to them, it's not your fault. I don't see right-wingers banning Right Wing Watch, now do I? I don't see even, like, right-wingers advocating for the bad. They're just laughing. They're laughing because it's stupid. Look, I don't like gun violence, but if the mugger ends up shooting himself in the foot, I'll probably laugh. Is that, so you like violence, you like people shooting themselves in the foot? No, but I do find it ironic that if you go to rob someone and you end up being hurt, it's like, yeah, you know, you were asking for it. Meditate on that when you're in prison. but you know, I guess it is the conversation on Twitter, right? I guess social media is doing a good job at outraging people. Yeah, and Right Wing Watch itself, I love the bullshit. Like they're they're talking about bigots. They're the ones exposing the far right. Like, motherfucker, you guys are so far left that if Hitler walked past you, you'd think he's a progressive. That's how far left you are on the political horseshoe. You can shake hands with Hitler from the other side of the horseshoe. Honestly, like, looking at Right Wing Watch to get hot takes about what right-wingers are doing is the same like reading, trying to get hot takes about what Judaists are doing by reading a Nazi magazine. It's literally the same shit. It's like, oh yes, we need to understand Judaism, but from a Nazi perspective. It's literally that. They don't know what a centrist is. They don't know what a far-right person is. They don't know anything. They think Count Dankula is a danger to society. They think YouTubers are a danger to society. They can't sleep at night that someone might upload a video. Honestly, like, if these people were back in time, they would probably advocate for the government to cut the phone lines, to install bug in people's telephones so that they can hear what people are saying. I guess you don't need to do that nowadays. You know, you don't need to spy on people's mails to get the postal office to open people's packages. You don't need to do that because everyone talks online. So it's a private company now. So you can just like get the private company to spy on your behalf, and then everything is fine, right? I wanted to talk about another video today. You know, instead I get to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this, but it bothers me that right-wingers can't formulate the freaking argument. Formulate the freaking argument. You have the moral high ground. Don't pretend you don't. Don't pretend that you're for censorship now. No, it's like literally, you know, being anti-war and then celebrating when the enemy artillery gets taken out. Like, you don't want explosives, you don't want things to be taken out, but hey, it's bombing your city for the last couple of years. Maybe, if it's gone, now the bombing stops. How about that? Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. I'm going to be live streaming right now. I know my live streams are becoming a little bit boring, where the notifications aren't going out. I don't know which is which, but usually I get like only 200 people watching. So, yeah, if you enjoy my live streams, then please check it out. If you've never witnessed them, then there's a link into the pinned comment of the description, and you might try it out.